Hey, what's up guys? If you guys are watching this video, it's probably because you are probably worried about this Houston freeze or this Houston earthquake blast that's about to hit us right now, and you probably just want to get some quick tips on how you can prepare yourself for the blast. And you're probably also noticing that there's only like pretty much just news stations covering this, so I just want to give you guys some tips. As a person that's here right here in the suck with you guys, I also survived the winter storm that happened last year, so I have a couple things I definitely want to add to the list of things that they say you should prepare for to protect yourself from this whole little winter arctic blast or whatever they're calling it. So let's get straight into it right now. So one of the first things that you probably want to do is make sure that if you have any like outdoor faucets that are on or leaking some type of way, you want to cut them off. You're going to want to cut them off because you don't want the water to end up freezing in the pipes and end up just causing a way worse mess. You know, a bursted pipe can cost you easily a couple $100s to get replaced and to get fixed, especially if it's in the wall or under the cement and stuff like that. It can definitely get costly. So make sure that you cut off all the pipes. And also, if you have any like hoses attached to those pipes, like water, garden hoses or whatever, you want to go ahead and unscrew those as well, take those off. I've also seen a few people actually go as far as to wrap those hoses and spouts with like a towel and some tape or maybe some foam around the pipes to try to keep them warm, because you definitely want to do everything you can to keep it from freezing for sure. Also, if you have any like exposed pipes, usually like in your garage or maybe even outside somewhere, you want to try your best to try to keep warm air on those as much as possible. So for example, if you have exposed pipes in your garage, you might want to leave your garage door open while you're running the heat. Maybe run fans to your garage just to keep it from being at freezing temperatures, because once again, you know, if you have a pipe that bursts, that could definitely be a huge mess, and you definitely don't want that. What I saw last year happen with so many of my friends that lost their places that they stayed, like their apartments or houses or whatever, and it just took forever for the insurance companies to come out and be able to fix everything because it was so many people going through the same thing. This next tip is for people who are going to be traveling or probably not actually here, if you can even get out of the city right now, because I know there's a lot of different delays going on. One thing you definitely want to do, if you plan on leaving, I would highly suggest to find your main water valve in your house or home or apartment and cut it off, because you definitely don't want to come home to a mess or there was something going on where your pipes froze and you couldn't catch it in enough time to cut it off. Because the whole time it just kept running, or while you were out of town, and that's probably going to be the worst feeling, is to come home to a crazy mess. So if you're going to go out of town or go on vacation, just cut off the main water valve to your home, and that will definitely help you, kind of save you as well. Another big tip that I would definitely tell you guys from the experience that I saw with the winter storm that we went through last year is, if you're going to go out and get some things that you need to get, I would highly suggest to get it as soon as possible. Like if you are watching my video right now and you see this, you might want to go try and get them now before the freeze gets here, because one thing about Texans, man, they know how to wipe out a Walmart. They know how to wipe out some grocery stores, paper towels, napkin, all that stuff. They know how to wipe all that out, especially when there's something crazy like this going on. So you don't want to be that person that's going to the store in shock that no matter where you go, whether it's Walmart, Walgreens, or the gas station, everything is just like wiped out clean. And one last thing, if you guys have like any plants that you want to save that are outside, you might want to try to go out there and wrap them ASAP, maybe whether it's tonight or early tomorrow, before the real Arctic blast and actual dropping of temperatures actually get here. You might want to go out and try to save your plants now, because I saw so many plants, so much vegetation that was lost because of the storm. Like for example, the Pearland Town Center, which isn't too far from where I'm at right now, all of the palm trees in the Pearland Town Center had to get cut down because they all froze. And it took all year for them to finally go ahead and decide to go ahead and cut it down. Now the Pearland Town Center doesn't look as cool as it used to look because they had to cut down all the trees. Now you can't really save those type of palm trees. Those are like the real tall ones that you see in like Hollywood. So I know you can't really save those unless you just got all the money in the world to wrap them. But if you have like little plants and little shrubbery stuff in your front yard, you might want to go ahead and wrap those with like a tarp or something, just to try your best to try to keep them as warm as possible throughout the storm. Because if it's really going to get as cold as they say it's going to get, there's definitely going to be some plants and animals that are going to be affected by it. And of course, I think that's without being said, if you have a dog, I know you hear China barking in the background. If you have a dog, you definitely want to keep your animals inside during this storm. I mean, I know you might think because they have a fur or whatever, they might be able to survive it, but that's inhumane, man. That's all I'm saying. But anyway, I hope these tips helped you guys. I try to get straight to the point. Hopefully there was something that you guys learned. And if you guys did learn something, just do me a favor and hit that like button so we can help get this information out to more people. And I'll see you guys later in the next video. I think I'm going to be actually doing a video of actually going outside and trying to save some of my plants. Oh, and also one thing I forgot to tell you guys. It might be a good idea to let your faucets have like a slow drip all night throughout the freeze. We're not going to do it tonight, but tomorrow for sure, you definitely want to have the faucet slowly dripping, just so there's not a lot of water just stays in like the faucet or the pipe that just freezes and once again expands and bursts the pipes.